Thank you so much for talking to me today, Mr. Tim Hunter. How are you doing?
I'm great. It's my pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Well, Bafta Breakthrough has been announced in India now. What can everyone expect from this initiative?
So this is an initiative which is a key part of BAFTA's role as a charity. We exist to promote the art forms of film, television and games, and we have long been interested in supporting new talent to get into the industry and to realise their potential. That's long been part of our remit, and people like Judy Dench won their first award back in the 60s as new talent. So we've got a long and great history of identifying people who have the potential to really contribute to the industry in a significant way. And our global expansion, which is supported by Netflix in India and in the US, is really about looking beyond the UK and trying to encourage people all over the world to think about the industry as a global industry and to learn from each other and to build their networks and really develop the art forms so that the people who are the fans of film, TV and games have a richer and more diverse and more interesting, exciting offer.
Well, the Breakthrough Initiative already exists in many countries, such as you have the UK, in China. What made you decide to expand the initiative to India?
India is a fascinating market and industry for many, many reasons. It's one of the most prolific in the world, and some of the talent that exists in India is so interesting for many different reasons. We also have a huge population for the Indian diaspora in the UK. And I think it was just one of the priority areas for us because our members told us that this was an area where they were interested in learning from and collaborating with. So that was really the driver behind our expansion in the first year. And we've actually only just launched in the US this year. So India is very much part of that first wave.
Well, the kind of individuals that will be chosen for this initiative, what is the criteria for being chosen as part of the Breakthrough Initiative? And what are the spheres that you will be choosing these individuals from?
So when we launch, people will be able to see that we are looking at particular areas of the industry in this first year. But what we're looking for is people who have broken through for the first time in the past couple of years. So we're very much looking for people who have had a creative lead for the first time. They may have been within acting, they may have been a supporting actor for a long time, and they've had a lead role for the first time. But we are looking, it's a broad kind of church, and we're looking for people who have had that breakthrough moment, but very specific to their particular area of the industry. So I want to encourage people not to think about competing. If you're a writer, that you're not competing against a composer per se. What we're looking for is people who have made a name for themselves within the area that they're working in and who have the potential to get the most out of the initiative. So people who have potential to make a name for themselves on the global stage, who will really benefit from being connected to industries all over the world.
Well, individuals from the sphere of gaming have also been asked to apply. What kind of association does BAFTA have with fostering gaming?
So gaming has been part of BAFTA's remit since 2000 or 2001, around then, and it's the biggest entertainment industry in the world, and we're really mostly interested from the point of view of storytelling. So more and more gaming is particularly for younger generations, that's where they look to tell the stories that they're interested in. We also run an initiative called Young Game Designers, which has existed for many years. I think it started also in 2013 when Breakthrough started. And that's a competition for 11 to 18-year-olds who to create come up with game ideas of their own. And what we've really seen is that particularly for that younger generation, they don't see a distinction between film, TV, and games. They look to games to tell the stories that they're interested in. And more we see game ideas coming through that are really speaking to the issues that young people are interested in. So I think that's really testament to the role of games within everybody's cultural life, and how important it is. I think through the combination of film, television, and games, there's very few people in the world who don't engage with one of those mediums.
How do you expect the Breakthrough initiative to strengthen the cultural exchange between UK and India?
So by launching Breakthrough as a global initiative, we want to encourage particularly the newer generation of talent to think of themselves as contributing to a global industry, and to look beyond their people in their country as to learn from each other, and to really identify opportunities for creativity and innovation. We believe that there's so much to learn from the way that the industry operates in different areas, and India has such a rich and diverse history. It's one of the most prolific industries in the world, one of the most accomplished industries in the world, and we just believe that there's, like I say, there's so much to learn. So through creating this global network of new talent, we hope to really breathe life and creativity into the industry as a whole.
Will Bafta also be concentrating on helping those that are marginalized in society?
Yes, so one of the key aims of Breakthrough is to support people from who will most benefit from the opportunities that we can offer. So we always do consider that as part of the criteria when it comes to the jury stage. We're looking for people who maybe don't have the connections and who aren't already well established, because that's where we can most benefit people. We found the real driving force behind Breakthrough was that we found there's so many people who make a big splash at the start of their careers, and that it just becomes really increasingly hard for them to parlay that into a successful career. You have this big splash, and then it's like, where do you go from there? So that's really the driving force behind Breakthrough. It's trying to democratize that process of how talent are identified and how people get into the industry.
Well, you mentioned that Judy Dench was one of the recipients of the Breakthrough initiative. Who are the other individuals who've been associated with it?
So Judy Dench actually won a New Talent Award long before Breakthrough existed. So this was in 1964 or something like that. So it wasn't specifically Breakthrough, but she got a New Talent Award. I would say one of the examples that really stands out for all of us is Letitia Wright, who was the star of Black Panther, as well as many other things. And she gave a really quite heartbreaking acceptance speech at the Bafta Awards a couple of years ago, where she talked about how she was filled with self-doubt, and she was seriously considering quitting the industry. She'd had some initial success, and she felt very isolated and felt very alone, and just wasn't sure if this was the right industry for her. And she, at that time, got the call to say that she was part of Breakthrough, and that really gave her the confidence to progress. And she has been mentored by some fantastic people through the Breakthrough initiatives, including Olivia Colman and Thandi Newton. And that really, I think that's one of the real standout examples of the difference that that Bafta can make. There's also people like Tom Holland, who we identified just when he was on the cusp, and then obviously went on to become the new Spider-Man. There's just many people that kind of really stand out as people who has demonstrated that creative potential, and then through being part of Breakthrough have then built a really successful career.
All right, thank you so much for talking to me, Tim. That was really informative, and thank you for giving me your time.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to talk to you.